to the cafeteria or kitchen, whatever you call it. I asked them to put me on the Muslim diet. So they accommodated my dietary request by the very next day. The very next morning, I was no longer receiving haram food from the kitchen. But it took about 2 weeks for me to get the Quran for the first time though. When I finally got it, I basically read the whole thing front to back in about 3 days. Mind you, I still didn't know how to make salah. I didn't know any hadith. I barely knew anything. I knew what the Quran tells you. And at that, I only knew what the English translation says. So I didn't know how to make salah properly. So basically what I would do, I knew you were supposed to pray 5 times a day. So basically, as soon as I woke up in the morning, I would face the east, I would kneel down, and I would thank Allah for giving me the opportunity to wake up once again. And I would thank him for bringing me one day closer to my freedom. Mind you, this entire time, I had never once set foot in general population in the jail. I had been in isolation, lockdown, the whole time. Finally, after about, I think the exact amount of time was 52 days, but they ended up finally allowing me into general population. And when I first set foot into the unit, probably one of the biggest men I've ever met in my entire life, a Samoan. His name was, we could call him Junebug. Tattoos all over his face. He was a gang member, all that. He walked right up to me and he asked me where I was from. So for those of you who don't know, when you get that question in a jail, they're usually not asking where you're actually from. They're asking if you're a gangbanger and what gang you're from. So I didn't understand the question. And I also was unaware that the jail I was in also enforced racial politics. I told him I was from out of state. I told him I was from Georgia. And he asked me, was I Caucasian? To this day, I really don't know why he asked me that, because it should be obvious enough at this point. But then he told me that apparently because of the way that I walked, moved, and my accent that I have, he told me that he felt like I wasn't